The New Jersey Open Public Meeting Law was enacted to ensure the rights of the public have advance notice of and attend meetings of public bodies of which any business affecting their interests is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of the Act, the Belvidere Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be published the date, time, and place thereof, posted in Star Ledger and Express Times, and submitted to the Town Clerk, Town of Belvidere, January 10, 2019. Please rise for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Blow?
Here.
Mrs. Pupino?
Here.
Dr. Tuppett?
Here.
Mr. LeVar?
Here.
Mr. Lucas?
Here.
Mr. Matlock?
Here.
Mr. McInerney?
Here.
Mr. Mitchell?
Here.
Mrs. Powell?
Here.
Mr. Smith?
Here.
Mrs. Steffen?
Here.
Mrs. Williams? Here.
Great. We're going to jump the agenda tonight. We have a couple presentations. Do we start with Rita first?
You can go right down the list, I think. It's
Okay. So,
Yeah.
okay. So, actually, I'm going to turn it over to you then. This is talk about top 10.
Ms. Lazare, you want to start with the top 10? I know you only don't have the full top 10, but you want to start with that?
Yeah, sure. We have the top 10. I'm good.
Yeah, you gotta read it, it's for online.
Okay. We have the recognition of the top 10 students of the senior class. But before I do that, excuse me.
Sure.
Before I do that, I want to recognize, we have a special recognition of one of our wrestlers, Quinn Malofchek. Quinn, come on up. Quinn has the most wins in Warren County history as a wrestler, in the history of Warren County. His career record is 147-19. The all-time wins leader for Warren County, obviously for Belvidere High School as well. Two-time district champion, one-time regional champion, two-time NJSIAA state place winner, 5th and 7th, four-time first team Skylands Conference, one-time first team all area express times. And we felt that it was important to recognize Quinn for his accomplishment, and we're very proud of him. He will be representing Belvidere High School at the United States Air Force Academy next year. So we have a little certificate for you, Quinn. Congratulations, buddy. And I'm just going to put him on the spot real quick. I'm just going to ask him a couple quick questions, just to kind of tell us what town you're representing, okay? And then just a real quick question. You can either answer what you love most about Belvidere or what you're going to miss the most about Belvidere.
Hello. I'm representing White Township. That's where I grew up and went to school. And what I'm going to miss the most probably is all the friends and connections that I've made here. We're all really close here at Belvidere, considering it is so small, and I think that's one of the great things about this place is that you really know everybody and you have those connections, and it's it's going to be a big step for me next year. I'm here now, and I'm well known, and then I'm going somewhere, and it's like you're on the bottom of the barrel, so you're restarting everything over. So I'm just excited and really happy for this opportunity. So thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. All right, so now we'll bring up the members of our top 10. We're going to call it the top 4 tonight because if you know anything about Belvidere, you know that our students are so involved with other things they have happening. So we're missing some students tonight. Some are at field trips, some are at practices, some are at FFA, and other obligations for tonight. So if we can get our guys to come up here, come on up for us, and I'm going to have you guys introduce yourselves. And then I'm going to have you guys talk about what town you're from, what school you'll be going to, and same question as Quinn, what you're going to miss the most or what you like the most about being here, all right? Introduce yourself, what town you're from, which school you're going to, and then answer that question, okay?
Hello, I'm Desley Norcross. I represent Hope Township, and I will be going to Susquehanna University. Something. Thank you. Something that I really loved about Belvidere was coming here. I really didn't know what I wanted to do or what I liked to do, so I kind of came in and wanted to try everything. And something about Belvidere is that they really encourage just trying new things all the time. So it was completely fine. Everyone was really flexible. If I had a meeting a certain time and I couldn't attend another thing, they were always willing to work it out with me. If I had a sports commitment, teachers were always willing to let me do assignments early, maybe get an extension. So it was just very supportive, and it really allowed me to find certain hobbies that I want to continue during college. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Emma. I represent Belvidere. Well, I came from Belvidere. I'm going to Stevens Institute of Technology. And one of the things I like the most about Belvidere are the teachers that I've had throughout high school have really helped me achieve my goals and worked with me to become the best student and get the best grades that I could.
Hi, I'm Brett Dalrymple. I'm from Harmony Township. That's where I was raised and went to school. And I'll be attending Penn State University next year. And one thing I always loved about Belvidere was the ability to get involved. Like, I played 3 sports, got involved in almost every club I could, and just all the after-school activities I could do and in-school activities, everything was just so great. And I'm going to miss that in college because it'll be all different, all new to me, and I hope to get involved the same way I am here. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Angelina Santini. I'm representing Harmony Township. I will be going to Warren County Community College next year to continue on through the STARS program. The NJ STARS. One thing I really loved about Belvidere going here was coming in as a freshman. I really didn't know anyone here, and I was very shy back in Harmony, so I didn't really branch out to the other districts, and everyone was very welcoming here. Found it very easy to make friends. Everyone knew each other, and I'm really glad that I can walk around this high school and mostly know every single person's name and make a connection with them.
If you didn't hear Angelina say, she was doing the STARS program. And the STARS program is through the state of New Jersey. If you're in the top 20% of your class, you get to go to the county colleges for free. So she's taking advantage of that opportunity. So let me just announce who is not here. Jordan Corey from White Township, she's going to Stevens as well. Laura Deutsch from White Township, she's going to the College of New Jersey. Morgan Carroll from Harmony, Penn State University. Tiffany Paff, Rutgers. Frank Vandergate, Warren County. And Olivia Swanson, Warren County as well. So let me just thank all the parents back there and congratulate you as well, because we know the journey is hard for you as well. We know how much pressure these guys, they put a lot of pressure on themselves. They take a lot on. They're in the best classes. They want to do as well as they can, and I know how anxiety-ridden some of them are over that. It's very difficult, and it's a great honor. So they will be honored next week at the Warren County Top 10 Dinner, where all the high schools in Warren County get together and introduce all of their students, and we have a nice dinner, and we get to recognize them. So guys, congratulations, and thank you very much for being here tonight. Thank you.
Next is Builders Club. Ms. Weber.
Hi, my name is Isamar, and I'm in 6th grade, and I'm a member in Builders Club. Today we are here to present another bench for our district's outdoor classroom. Thanks to Mrs. Smickle and our community, 500 pounds of soft plastic was donated to the TREX program. After our benches arrive, the outdoor classroom is up and running. We will set up our Builders Club bench for students to use. If you get a chance to visit our outdoor classroom when it's complete, please look out for our donated bench. We would like to thank Mrs. Smickle for our community for always being so generous. We hold a lot of fundraisers throughout the year to help others, and we are always thankful for our donations from everyone. We appreciate the Board of Education's support of our community service-based club. Thank you.
I'm Andrea Verker and I'm in 6th grade. On March 3rd, Builders Club teamed up with the high school's FEA to hold our first Family Fun Night Carnival in the high school gym. It was a huge success. Ms. Chavone and Ms. Weber asked clubs, classes, and even the teachers to get involved by running a carnival booth that night. The gym was filled with games, prizes, and activities, and even a concession stand. Builders Club hosted the Animal Land animal stuffing event during the carnival. Our members helped kids that night to create their own special stuffed animal.
We decided to donate our proceeds to our community center here in Belvidere. Mr. Young and everyone who helps at the center are always offering new things for our students. They run a free tutoring afternoon with middle school students, helping younger students in any subject. There's a teen night on Tuesdays where we can go out and play games. Every Thursday they offer a strategy games night for those who like to play strategy games. This summer they're offering the Belvidere yoga classes on Monday at 10 a.m. for free.
They do so much for us that we believe they deserve our help too. In December, we sold handmade scarves to our students and donated all the proceeds to the community center. Tonight, we're presenting the community center with a check for $300 from our Family Fun Night Carnival event. We appreciate you all and all you do for our community. Thank you.
Wow, this is fantastic. We had no idea you all did such a great job in raising these funds, which we appreciate very much. And we also appreciate the fact that we have our partnerships with various groups and organizations in town, but we hold a special place in our hearts for the relationship we have with the school and the students that come through the community center. And we hope that we continue to grow and build and see them grow and build throughout the year through our programs and activities. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Christy, for leading their efforts in the Builders Club. And wow.
I'm here for future educators, but in reality, I'm here from the high school. The clubs that worked with the Builders Club for the community center Family Fun Night were Future Educators, Builders Club, Green Dot, Student Government, Drama Club, High School, Drama Club, Elementary School, Belvidere Education Association, the SLED Advocates, the 8th graders, the NHS, the SAD, PTO, Community Center had their own stand, Environmental Club, Sophomore class, Student Government, who's not on the list, and Leo Club. And together we had an amazing night, and I really appreciate all the kids coming out and doing it. And if you wanted a representation from everybody, the entire room would be filled. So I came by myself. And I also have a check from us for the ticket sales for $552 for the community center. So thank you for all you do for our kids.
This is like the Oscars of the school board meeting. Wow. No, thank you, thank you. I'm kind of speechless here.
I'm going to take the opportunity. If you haven't gotten to the back of the school, we officially have the Oxford Street Playground completed. And I wanted to introduce to you Miss Gayton, the CEO and the executive of the 3rd, 4th grade Playground Committee. And it was a kid-designed, student-designed project from the beginning. They gave multiple presentations to big wigs of the playground industry, and I'll tell you what, they're extremely, the one guy said he sat through over 100 presentations and has never seen students give a presentation for a project, and he's never seen one so good. And she led the project with the 3rd and 4th grade team. When they went through, we didn't give them a budget. I think you guys would have had to raise taxes 6.25% if they got the playground they wanted. Wow, one chuckle. And we are going to start an expansion phase because we do want to add shades because it is hot out there. And Ms. Gayton, can you tell us what it was like planning the playground with the 3rd and 4th graders?
It was really exciting. It happened so fast. I thought it would be in the summer when it happened. But it's really fun to play on and stuff, so.
And I'll tell you what, they did a fantastic job. A huge round of applause for the 3rd and 4th grade team. They took every student's needs with the cozy cocoon, the playground, the preschool, the tetherball, and we're trying to push for a Spinami. But thank you very much. And to see how this goes together, we originally had the 7th graders who were starting the outdoor classroom idea. We were down at a community lunch, and Ms. Schmickel came up and says, we have this idea with these benches. I was like, this is a great idea. We have a need for an outdoor classroom. So when I say the contributions to the playground outside is a true community effort, I cannot tell you how many people have continued to support, led by Ms. Schmickel and the entire crew that's going to create the outdoor classroom that the 7th graders started with their idea. So at this time, I'm going to introduce Ms. Schmickel. Reba, come on up. Thank you.
Thank you. A lot of the room is filled with the groups that are going to be represented tonight. We have 7 different groups that are presenting benches for the playground. Mrs. Gately said she could take between 10 and 12. We will see that she gets every one that she needs. And it's a hard act to follow after these guys because all we have is plastic. But look what we're getting for that plastic. It's worth it. We have boxes around town that you can put your plastic in, and we're very fortunate to have a lot of people that will deliver it for us. And there's nothing else needs to be said other than you've got your beautiful benches out there. We as a community are thrilled to death to be able to support you with them. I'm going to let each organization speak for themselves. We're going to do the fire company first because one of them has to leave. Dennis?
Thank you. Ashley? Evening. Dennis Riley. I'm the president of the Goodwill Fire Company. This is Ashley Wolfinger. She is the president of Our Ladies Auxiliary. I'm also your school resource officer. When Reva comes up with an idea, you don't say no. And we're very proud to our benches out there. We delivered it today. I was in with the planning team with Mr. Carabinas, his children, his students, watching them plan this whole thing was absolutely fantastic. We are proud to be able to give the bench as a donation for the students for their outdoor classroom, and anything else you would need from the Goodwill Fire Company and the Ladies Auxiliary, please don't hesitate to ask us. We'll be more than happy to help you. Thank you.
And the next one we will ask is Marissa, I know I'm going to pronounce it wrong, from the Methodist Church.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Maritza Bachman, and I'm representing the Belvidere United Methodist Church. Nancy Hainsworth is here with me as well. But really, the person that should be here is Kathy Luton. Unfortunately, she is out in California taking care of a very sick sister. But she's really the person that started this in the community last year with bringing to our attention the importance of really learning about recycling. We had started, this is our second program with recycling. The first one is, and I call it Bag Lady Night at the church, and we recycle shopping bags, and we made over 100 mats for the homeless that we've distributed through Warren County. Then she started looking into this Trex idea, when we officially started it last July, we had just about our 500 pounds of plastic. So it's been wonderful. We're here because we're excited to dedicate this bench to the community, and really with Kathy's foresight and vision to really teach the community, more importantly the young people of the community, how important it is to really take care of the planet, most importantly our oceans, because that's where all this plastic ends up in. So we're just really excited. Did you want to say a few things? Okay, I'd like to hear my voice. So we're just really excited that this has been able to bring the community really close, with starting with Hope and everyone else, and everyone that's really been able to save all their little plastics and bring it to the church and bring it throughout the town. So we're really excited that we're able to donate this to the town. Thank you.
And the next one is Ann Rogers from the United Presbyterian Church.
So I'd just like to reiterate what Maritza said. Kathy Luton was the one who found all this information online, and we started talking about it. Reva is the one who has all the connection with all the groups and organizations in town. So we're thankful for her for making all these connections so that all the different groups can work together and individually to get these benches, which when the first two arrived, we really weren't sure where we were going to put them. And coincidentally, then we heard about the playground and the outdoor classroom and the need for benches out there. So the one that's been here in the library and is now, I understand, out on the playground is the one from the Presbyterian Church. And we're just glad to be able to help the school with this project. Thank you.
And next is Ella from the Junior National Honor Society.
Hi. So the National Junior Honor Society would like to thank Ms. Smickle for her help and guidance in obtaining the bench that we would like to donate to the playground. So thank you.
And there is one that we already heard of that's being donated by the Builders Club of Oxford Street School. So next then we'll go with Ray Smickle for the Cub Scouts.
Thank you. The Cub Scout bench isn't here yet. We're still working on that, but we promise it will be here. And I think it's a good opportunity for maybe some of our Cub Scouts to actually use the playground, since most of them go to the Belvidere School District. So we look forward to collecting the plastic and presenting the bench at a later date. Thank you.
All right, and last bench that we're doing, I feel honored to have been allowed on behalf of the Belvidere Ambulance Corps and their auxiliary to present the bench to you that the auxiliary and the Corps already that they've received. You have two benches here. That's all you have. There's one more in town. They will all be here before you start school in the fall. Each bench will have a plaque on it stating where it was donated from. It is not by any means for anybody to blow the horn. It is for people to look at it in 3 years and say, goodness, wasn't that fantastic how much the town of Belvidere came together as a group and what they've done for their school system, because you can't get any better than the youth of this school district. So I thank you, but I am going to put Mr. Karuba on the spot right now. How much do you love our community lunch? Because I've got teachers coming this week. Can they come down 10 minutes early?
They can come down 20 minutes.
I would just like to say one more thing. Can you picture what 5,000 pounds of soft film plastic looks like? That is what we have delivered to the partner stores, Trex partner stores. They deserve some credit for allowing us to deliver it and receive it. Acme in Blairstown, Kohl's in Phillipsburg, Kohl's in Hackettstown, Weiss in Forks Township, and Weiss in Pen Argyl are the stores that have received that over 5,000 pounds of plastic.
If you donated, please meet out front for a photo. Thank you. Out front for a photo.
Okay, that was terrific, really. Just terrific all around. We've reached the point in our agenda for our first public participation. I also want to advise everyone that after the public participation, we have to go into exec session for a very short executive session on personnel. We have a lot of public here, so we're going to try to keep it as short as practical. So that being said, do we have any comments from the public this evening? Yes.
Are these comments for everyone that's going to talk about?
This is public comment, yeah.
Good evening. If you do not remember me from the last meeting, my name is Emma Allen. It seems as if our last try to keep Mr. AP as a full-time teacher has failed, and I haven't given up. Last time I spoke, it was honest, raw, and emotional. This time around, I'm going to state the brutal truth. The reduction of his position will greatly impact the experience for us students. Mr. AP's hard work for the after-school choirs also facilitates during the school day. He is seen countless times during lunch and after school, selecting new music, practicing the accompaniment, and working with students, all to better our after-school choirs. This extra time has indefinitely paid off in the several accomplishments I mentioned to you last meeting. As of right now, for next year, it was said we only have 30 students. But may I ask, where is this number coming from? During the 8th grade visitation, we had 43 students who want to take choir as a class. 43. You are now being passed out a list of the 43 8th graders who wanted to join choir. There is interest in choir. Were these 43 students represented in those 30 who were actually signed up? It is nowhere near AP's fault those students were not able to get choir in their schedules. And this is the exact reason we have lunch choir. Mr. AP created lunch choir so every individual had a chance to participate. Out of the 80 students we had in choir this year, 22 of them were in lunch choir. It frustrates me that there are other classes who have low numbers in students, yet their teacher isn't at risk of having their job reduced. If you go through with this decision, not only will your choir program reduce in numbers, the quality and excellence will as well. I personally feel as if the board doesn't give enough recognition to the amazing accomplishments our choir has achieved. I've watched the live stream many times, and I've only heard our name mentioned for our upcoming concert. What should be said is that our small school is being represented at Carnegie Hall. Carnegie Hall is like the equivalent of the football team making states. We are undermined. We are not getting the recognition we deserve. If you truly believe in excellence, you would invest and trust our choir will grow in size. The sensible thing for you to do would be wait until all schedules are made before reducing his position. For a district that is only shrinking in size, you can't afford to essentially eliminate one of its best programs and thus one of its best teachers. If you do not give this program the chance to grow further, it will never see the light of day. Do I think your decision will change? No, not really. But I can hope, and I can warn you of the huge mistake you'd be making. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Cassie Fox, and to supplement what Emma just said, I would like to add the truth for those who weren't able to make it tonight. but have been definitely thinking. Our numbers are low this meeting, not only because of the short notice of this drastic action, but because we feel deflated. We feel as though we've been given false hope. Voting for Mr. AP to stay was the decision we had been hoping and praying for. It was an inspiration that Belvidere can recognize excellence and grant second chances to those who make minor mistakes. Upon receiving the news of the pay cut for Mr. AP, everyone was shaken. You see, telling a man he can keep his job and taking away half of his livelihood contradicts that decision. In fact, it removes any choice he has to stay, to teach and grow our program, and to change lives. If we all had the chance to pursue our passions without financial stress, I'm sure we would. But Mr. AP is no different from the rest of us. He cannot survive with half a job. He cannot fly his fiancée from her home in Portugal to live here with half a paycheck. He cannot afford to pay his bills without a full job. He cannot effectively even fill the role in which he currently exceeds so many expectations. I'm asking you to reconsider. I'm imploring that you understand. We, as high schoolers, know a man who can care so deeply about his students, about teaching in general, that he would still fight for his place to do so after all of this struggle, after so much false hope, is a man who deserves more than anything to stay. You, the board, hold the power. You have heard our voices, have promised us this man to teach and lead us, and have nearly taken that away again. We, the students, are the future, but as of now, you are still calling the shots. So please hear us and reevaluate your decision. If you had been moved once by our thoughts, please use that same thinking to justify your current decision. Do not forget the good of the man in question. Please be our change in this decision, as we cannot. Thank you.
Do we have any other comments from the public this evening? Do we have a motion to go into executive session?
Motion. Second.
It's hereby resolved the board will now go into private session to discuss personnel. Any discussion held by the board which now remain confidential will be made public as soon as practicable. Minutes of the private session will not be disclosed until any confidentiality no longer exists. The board will reconvene the public session at the conclusion of the closed session. As I mentioned, our intention is to keep this as brief as possible. Okay, we reconvened. Correspondence.
We do have correspondence. I'll start with a shorter letter. Dear Ms. Lazara, please accept my resignation from my position as Spanish teacher at Belvidere High School. My resignation will take effect on June 30, 2019. Thank you for the opportunity to work with the students of Belvidere over the past 7 years. I'll take many fond memories with me as I move on to my next opportunity. Sincerely, Peter P. Hirk III. So we wish Pete the best of luck in his new adventures. He's moving on to more southern pastures. He's probably about as much as I probably could say without violating any rules. Second letter, dear Mr. Kruba and the members of the Board of Education. I am writing to formally notify you that I will be resigning from my position as 3rd Street School Principal and Belvidere High School Athletic Director, effective as of June 30, 2019. The opportunity to become principal in another district came up and I cannot pass up the opportunity. The decision was difficult because I have truly loved working in the Belvidere School District these past 3 years. As a brand new administrator when I began here, it has everything I could have ever wanted and more. The amount of support and confidence from my students, parents, staff, other administrators, and Board of Education members have been a blessing. It has been my pleasure to work here, and I look forward to seeing all the big things that come out of Belvidere in the years to come. I would personally like to thank the teaching, coaching, maintenance, and support staff district-wide for being so easy to work with and for helping to mold me into the type of administrator I want to be. A special thanks to the 3rd Street staff for trusting and believing in me to do the job and for knowing that I will always have the best interest of them, the students, and community. I would also like to thank Mr. Kruba and the entire administrative team, along with the Belvidere Board of Education, for giving me this opportunity and for supporting and guiding me every step of the way. I wish you all continued success in the future and look forward to keeping in touch with you all. If there's anything you need from me to ensure a smooth transition process, please do not hesitate to ask. Thank you, Brian Staples. So I'll start with speaking to Mr. Staples. One of the running jokes when we interviewed Mr. Staples 3 years ago was he was a little long-winded, and of course, Brian, you certainly did that again in your letter.
Came in that way, he's going out there.
You know, in the 3 short years that Brian's been here, I think he's made a tremendous impact on everyone. He's done an excellent job, outstanding job. From a selfish point of view, I get the pleasure of continuing to work with Brian as he's coming over to Harmony. So while he's a loss for the Belvidere School District, I'll always be able to enjoy a continued relationship. And just want to thank Brian for his three great years.
Absolutely, absolutely. Brian, on behalf of the board, where is he? There he is. He's hiding. Just an excellent job, and we wish you nothing but continued success. And I think we're all very confident that that's going to exactly be the case. So, best of luck.
I do have actually quite a few things on my list, and I'm actually going to stick with them tonight.
I have one correspondence.
Go for it.
Actually, if I could do that one.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I received an email over the weekend from a parent up in Hope, and I wrote back to her and asked her if it was okay for me to share her sentiments with the board, and she said absolutely. And her name is Shelley Peters, and she's writing about her daughter, Lucy. My name is Shelley Peters, and I am a parent of a freshman student, Lucy Peters, at Belvidere High School. I'm attaching a letter I've sent to some of the staff at the high school. Don't worry, it's all good. I simply wanted to make the Board of Education aware of the incredible experience my daughter had when she transitioned from Hope School to Belvidere. This positivity was all because of the incredible teachers and administration I referenced in my email. I want to make sure that the Board of Education is aware of how fabulous these individuals are. To make a long story short, my daughter was being treated by medical professionals for severe anxiety and school refusal. We had no idea how she was going to be able to attend high school. Ms. McKinney and Ms. Svensson put a plan in place and reassured Lucy, reassured us clearly, and communicated with my husband and I, and never faltered in their determination to have Lucy succeed. Lucy also has 4 teachers who have gone above and beyond to make sure that she's thrived and felt valued. Her educators like to throw around the idea of educating the child as a whole. However, many fall short of actually accomplishing this. In this case, Ms. Larney, Ms. Gayton, Mr. Wisner, and Mr. Herrick, they all went above and beyond for our daughter. Lucy's emotional as well as her educational needs were met. I simply wanted to make sure that you and the Board of Education make sure that you were aware how happy we are with our family's experiences at the Belvidere High School. And thank you, and it's signed Shelley and John Peters. So just think it's a wonderful sentiment, certainly one I want to share with the Board of Education and the public, and special thanks to the administrative team and to our educators. Just a great outcome for this student. So thank you.
Okay, just a few things. While Mr. Lazare was talking about Quinn going to the Air Force Academy, it makes me think back there. We've done really well with our students going to military academies. In fact, I wanted to mention because Pete Washer, who will be graduating this year from the Air Force Academy, his mom keeps in pretty good contact with me, and proud to say that Pete's going to graduate in the top 7% of the Air Force Academy. So he'll be graduating with high honors this weekend. In fact, it's Memorial Day weekend. He got the assignment that he wanted. Very excited, and I remember when Pete first even got into the Air Force Academy, it was a proud moment for all of us, and I know Quinn will do well. So I just felt I should mention it because he's a graduate, Belvidere graduate, will be an Air Force Academy captain shortly, and did great things. You saw our representative of the playground committee, Miss Emma Gayton. I think the Gaytons have all left. I don't know if they stuck around. Tomorrow is the official inspection of the playground. So after that, when we get our CO, we are officially open for business. I know we've been somewhat open for business already, but if you haven't had a chance to see the playground, they did an outstanding job. I think it's going to be great for our kids. At the last meeting, I did talk a little about some of the things our students get to experience on a daily basis. Just the great things go around here. Some of the members of the choir specifically talked. I think Emma mentioned that they'll be performing at Carnegie Hall next weekend. So that, I mean, just today, and I thought this was interesting as I was kind of scrolling through Twitter. We have our 5th grade students over at Stokes. There's some great pictures from there. Miss Gailey sent a picture from our outdoor chess competition and the kids competing there. And then Miss Gayton put up that there was a group of kids that were working with Operation Legacy honoring veterans. That's just one day of what our kids do. Plus, I know Miss Bader had kids out doing community service today and just a whole bunch of great things. So I stand behind what we offer our kids and experiences that we do have. And it was funny when Mr. Chavon came to me to sign the check, and yes, I signed that check. I didn't actually even know what it was for. I just signed it, said it was FVA, and I didn't realize it was going to the community center, so it's just great stuff. You probably told me, but I wasn't really paying attention. So great job. Yesterday, I stopped in on the Battle of the Books, which had quite a few middle school and elementary schools from Warren County here. It's probably at one point, when I walked in, maybe about 400 kids in the cafeteria. Another great experience we hosted, and it was just great to see that process. We are getting close to the end. Senior exams are next week for those seniors that actually have to take exams, and we sort of really hit the home stretch. So kind of fasten your seatbelts, it goes quick. Reminder, graduations, 8th grade is 5:30 on the 13th, and high school graduation is 5 o'clock on the 14th. So please mark your calendars accordingly, and hope to see you all there. Our girls softball team will be playing tomorrow in the sectional semifinal. It's a great run for the girls. We wish them luck. They'll be playing at Whippany Park. All of our other spring sports are just about wrapped up. I know there's a few games out here and there. The track team is still going on. I know the golf team is still southern practicing today, but everybody's starting to wrap up. We've had another successful season. Wanted to mention last night, and I think Mr. Bowman probably mentioned this too, we had a meeting of our enrollment committee. I thought it was a very productive meeting. I thought one of the best conversations we had, and Dawn was there last night. It was just the four of us. Mr. Tucker was over, he was there too. I enjoyed the conversation. I thought we had some really good ideas, some strong ideas, and Mr. Bowman's going to report on that. With that, and the last thing I'll talk about is if you did not see Steve Sweeney's 27-item plan to financially fix the state of New Jersey, I highly recommend you do it. It has tremendous impact on schools. Now, can he get all 27 items passed through the state Senate and the Assembly? I don't know. But it's everything from forced consolidation to county school districts to different insurance plans. It's extensive. And I have a feeling that as we get into the politics season, as we come back again in the fall, it's going to be right there in the forefront. But I sent and if anybody needs a copy of it, let me know. I sent it to Mr. Blum yesterday as we talked about it in our enrollment committee meeting. But I highly recommend you take 10, 15 minutes and look it over, because it could, if half of those go through, it is sweeping changes.
Implementation time or something like that, because they said end of June we'll know
Right.
whether all
So
proposals go through.
what I've seen is anywhere from things as less complex, I'll use the term, as changing insurance will be shorter term. The county schools first. They have 5 pilot counties that are going to do it. I'm pretty sure they're all set down south. And then the consolidation, I've been told, as long as 9 years.
Up to 9 years is fully implemented.
Up to
And
9
from
years.
what I saw, it was
That's going on the assumption that all the bills get passed.
all bills, and it was Hackettstown, Belvidere, Phillipsburg, North Warren. I believe that was it, right?
Right, so you would basically take all of the high school districts as they stand and consolidate the Senate districts and so forth.
Instead of consolidating 9 through 12, they consolidated from kindergarten.
You'd have now pre-K through 12, we'd have.
All townships meeting.
Correct. Now, my understanding is, we talked about this last night, it does not necessarily mean that as the Belvidere cluster exists, that's the way the forced consolidation will go. They may say Hope might be better off going North Warren, which has always been a talk. Oxford may be better off coming here. So the idea is forced consolidation with those regional high schools as the home base, if you want to use that term, but not necessarily as they currently exist. So.
Or why you go to Phillipsburg.
Harmony can go to Phillipsburg, we can go up and down the list, Blairstown can go to Knowlton.
Sounds like a lot of our districts might want to, everything can go a lot of places.
They're not going anywhere. They're going to be told where to go, and that's where they go.
Okay.
That's the plan. It's not you get to choose. They're going to tell you where to go. That's when you read the way he presents it, and I say presents it, but
it's not a choice.
It's not a choice. It's you'll go where you're told and have a good day.
How about if we beat him to the punch?
I'm sure that's up for discussion, and I'm sure he would love to see something like that happen. So, that's my report.
Okay, thank you. Questions? Do we have a motion on policy items 1 through 6?
Motion.
Discussion. These are all second.
All second.
Brian, is there anything you want to add? No? Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? We have a revision on personnel, so it's items 7 through 20 and 16 and 20 have been revised.
Motion. Second.
Brian and Mary Ann. Discussion.
We did review most of this in personnel. We didn't go through the actual coaches' appointments or the co-curriculars, but everything else we covered in personnel, I believe.
I have a question on item 10.
Item 10.
Last meeting was voted as a non-renewal.
Mm-hmm.
This meeting is being voted on tenure. Big jump.
We were anticipating a resignation that did not come before the last meeting, and it was, if that position was resigned, this position would be saved.
I thought we were only going to have one library position. I thought that was the K-12, one media specialist. One
Yeah, it really
library
should
person.
actually say she's going to be English teaching, and she's
That
going to do
makes
some,
better sense.
which
Thank you.
actually the position is incorrect.
Because it says here position.
So
Okay,
how
so changing that to English
what's-
teacher?
English?
Mr. Lazare, just English teacher, how do you want to list Ms. Bader? He's not listening to me.
I'm sorry.
Ms. Bader's position, English teacher, English/social media teacher.
Oh, that is going to be that one with Centenary too?
Yes.
Okay.
I have a question on number 16.
16, okay.
Good, Cap.
Chess Club John Owens.
Mhm.
When do we stand there for meetings?
Mr. Lazare met with him to, how do I want to say, ramp up the meetings. I think it was agreed upon.
Kat, can you speak up a little bit? I didn't hear your question.
I said on Chess Club John Owens.
Yep.
I think we were informed that we didn't have chess meetings this year. So
He's
I'm
gonna-
concerned about appointing him again to run the chess club.
He will be having those meetings. It was discussed, so.
Any other questions? Roll call.
Mr. Blum?
Yes.
Mrs. Bikino?
Yes.
Dr. Zucker?
Yes.
Mr. Ibarra?
Yes.
Mr. Lucas?
Yes.
Mr. Matlock? Mr. McInerney?
Yes to all.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Mrs. Powell? Yes to all except 11. Except 11, did you say? Mm-hmm. Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mrs. Steffen?
Yes.
Mrs. Williams? Yes.
Under education, and this has also been revised, 25A and 25B. So can we get a motion on items 21 through 25B?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Under business 26 through 33, we have a motion and a second.
Motion. Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions?
I abstain on 31, 32, and 33.
Continuing business. Bob, do you want to report out on enrollment?
Actually, I prefer to decline right now.
You want to report next meeting on that?
Shall do.
Okay, okay. Any other continuing business?
One thing, before Brian takes off, I had requested bylaws and disposition of monies from the booster clubs, and you were going to get those together. Can you get that out before you disappear? Thank you.
Can't go until it's done.
That's right. You can't leave until
Can't
after.
go until it's done.
Just approves the resignation to do everything.
So Brian, just so that I'm clear, so it's all been assembled?
Everything I have the whole package on my desk.
How, when you say the whole package, what are we talking about here?
I have everything I have from every single definition. For this year, financials, bylaws, those that have them. We have a packet of, it's very old, of what Booster Clubs and Belvidere
that just a hard copy or is it been scanned?
It's all hard copy.
Can it be scanned?
Sure.
Because that's a lot of paper.
I suggest a scan.
Yeah. So that we can then get it out to the entire board. Thank you, Brian. Yeah, so on Chris's evaluation, you all should have been contacted. Did everybody receive a contact from school boards?
Is everybody getting emails or no? We fixed yours, so maybe take a couple
I got mine, but I tried to go in 3 times, and there were server issues. It was
They've been having
disabled.
they've been having a ton of server issues.
Is it? I haven't tried in a couple days. It needs to go back in.
I know not this weekend, but the weekend prior, I was trying to finish my Harmony ring, and I couldn't get it to go through. It took until the following Monday.
Right,
so the check-in might be up again.
Yeah,
This one forgot problem because your email wasn't attached, so we went back and fixed that.
So Shelley, can you reach back?
Because I still didn't get it.
Maybe 10 days ago. Yeah, maybe about 10 days ago.
Shelley, can you make sure that school boards has current email for all board members?
We kind of did that.
We did that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because we knew Mary
mine
Ann's
fixed.
was
Mine was
needing to
fixed,
change
yes.
in your colleagues.
I'll check it again and then Kathleen's too.
Yeah. You're conflicted on yeah. You didn't get it? Oh, you got it. Okay. All right. So we're going to make sure that you all get it. Hopefully, if you haven't received it, I received mine. I'm starting to work on it. As I mentioned at the last board meeting, I'm also working on the narrative piece of it. We do have an obligation by statute to have it completed by the end of June. Yeah, so and we may need to. We're probably gonna have to call a special meeting on that. So how much? It's hard for me to set a deadline when some people haven't even received it yet. Though.
I received it. I couldn't get into it.
Oh, is it a password problem?
No, I got my password straightened out, but when I went to get in, it said, "Please pardon our whatever." The whole thing is down, and it was like 3 days in a row I tried.
All right. Mary Ann, can you do me a favor then? If you can't figure it out by like.
I'll go in tomorrow morning, Sean.
And like then over the weekend, just shoot me a text if you're still having a problem, because then I'll go back to Kathleen, because we had this problem with Glenn and Michelle last year.
Right.
Yeah.
And same thing with Colleen. We tried.
Yeah,
she
Colleen,
should be up to
too.
good. She should be ready, and Catherine too. Should be good to go. If you're not, then by Tuesday.
Just let me know, and then I'll start yelling at Kathleen. That's cool.
What's the date? What's the ending date?
Well, in terms of when we
It has to be done and signed off by June 30th.
But my problem is I'm leaving. I'll be traveling and out of the country after like the 27th of June. So we can't back it up to the very end of the month because it won't get done.
When's our next meeting, Sean? Isn't it like
June
the
26th.
June 26th, but
Will you be here?
I'll be here. But the thing is like I think that we need to have a special meeting prior to that, just for the purpose of doing Chris's evaluation. So maybe what I can do is I can work with Lorette and we can get a meeting date out. I'll try to do that tomorrow. Is there a day of the week or a particular night that's not good for folks?
Wednesdays are always good for me. I take that off.
Yeah, we're not going to do a Friday. Rest assured, we will not do a Friday, Bob. Mary Ann?
Wednesdays are, I know for me, are clean because I just keep it cleaned
All
up
right.
and the board
All
meeting
right.
nights.
So we'll look at a Wednesday in the next maybe 2 weeks or so. I know I'm going to get real busy with Midland stuff too because I have a board meeting coming up. But I'll try to work around that, okay? All right. Thank you. Thanks for reminding. Any other continuing business? Anything going foundation? I know you said you got a few nibbles.
Got a few nibbles, so we'll work on that. Really, once the year's over, we'll circle back with those.
Okay. Any new business?
Just again say thank you to. I know it's not just Reva, but spearheading the benches for the playground project. It was obviously, I agree with what Reva said. It's just a great community effort.
Yep.
Really great to see everybody come out. They asked for very little from the school district, and we were happy to donate it. And it's just great. So thank you again.
Yeah, we really do appreciate all the support, and it really does. It's what Belvidere is. Okay, we have an executive session for a hit matter, grievance and negotiation. Do we have a motion to go in executive?
We have one more public.
Oh, we can do the public participation. Thank you. We should jump that. That's better form. Thank you, Brian. We're going to jump the agenda. We're going to go into public participation. Yes, please.
I guess Elizabeth Kirpat. I'm the school psychologist and the play director for the elementary school and the technical theater advisor. And
I'm Stephanie Golda, and I'm the high school drama club advisor and English teacher.
we just wanted to also recognize the Freddie Awards are tomorrow night, which is a huge achievement for all of the local area high schools. So we all put on spring musicals, and the State Theater recognizes all of those high schools. I think there's 42 high schools that then they came to our shows, they ranked things, and then awards are given out tomorrow night. It's a great recognition for the arts in the area, and it's in its 17th year this year. So we have 2 nominations here at Belvidere. Haley Knappich, who was here, she played our witch this year, and then Brennan Anderson, who was our wolf and our prince. So we'd like to acknowledge them and all of the whole cast and crew's hard work, because it is a great thing to acknowledge the arts here in Lehigh Valley, and especially musical theater, which tends to get forgotten. But we're really proud of all of our students, cast and crew. So thank you very much. And we also have...
You can watch it live online or on TV, WFMZ tomorrow night. They also invite students to perform in the opening and closing numbers from every school. So we do have 4 students representing us that have gone through both Elizabeth and my program. So.
And we have one last fundraiser for the year. It's a combination of our high school and middle school drama clubs. We come out to do a comedy musical night. They each do musical numbers, and my improv children perform, and they think they're hilarious, so please come and support them. But it is our great last event and a great way to support the arts as you continue to do here.
When is that?
Friday.
That is Friday, June 7th at 7 p.m. here in the auditorium. Thank you.
Thanks. And just on behalf of the board, I think we all feel the same way. It's really important to recognize and support the arts. So thank you for speaking in support of that.
I knew there was a long list, so I won't hold it against Mr. Kruba for forgetting. But I just wanted to recognize all of our students who participate. I'll still remind him, but.
Perhaps if those students are available, we can have them at the next board meeting.
Absolutely, we will reach out to them.
Recognize their accomplishment for being nominated.
Absolutely, we can get the 2 nominated and the 4 that performed.
That would be great. And
Great.
Good luck. I hope everyone does well tomorrow.
Thank you.
Okay, do we have a motion for executive? Oh, any other public participation?
Hi, Raina Fox. I have child in choir and surrogate child, that one, Haley, who was nominated. So parents and children are wondering now the future of the music program. It's because what we believe we heard, was that AP will be hired back at 50%, correct? Okay, so just to be clear. But now everybody, including the children that had to leave because they were clearly distraught, we are all quite concerned with the music program now. We don't know that AP will even be able to keep a job at 50%. That's asking, quite a lot. We're not sure if it's an issue of money or personality. We hear lots of rumors, and one other thing, no offense, but we do not understand how you all could sit here last meeting and hear all of those children and say what you said and then turn around and do this. We just don't understand. With all due respect, we do not understand that in the least.
So I think we can help maybe provide a little
Please
clarity.
do.
You want to talk about the numbers first?
When we put the agenda together, which was last Thursday, at that point we had 17 total students signed up for his classes.
17 what, freshmen you mean?
17 total students, 9 through 12.
Okay, is that a scheduling issue or?
That's a big, for us, that's a big scheduling issue, because
Was it due to scheduling, I'm asking?
it's due for what the kids requested.
Okay. You're not following, I'm just wondering if it's due to the fact that they need to take certain classes to graduate.
It's actual students' requests for the classes. So it has nothing to do with what class they can get into. It's when we ask the kids, what classes do you want to take?
Mm-hmm.
We had 17 that were signed up to take choir or piano.
Well, we clearly had more than 17 here last week. I don't want to argue.
Seniors
but-
too, though, that were leaving the program. So we're going by
Okay.
what I can only go by the data that I have in front of me, what the kids signed up for. Now, with that, Within the last couple of days, it went to 30. But that still does not allow us, well, it doesn't, we could if we wanted to, but it's not financially responsible to have a full-time teacher teaching only 30 kids.
Okay, but we have 70 now? I mean,
No.
this year? This year?
Currently, we
In
have
the-
70.
in the program,
Currently,
right.
We
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
have close to 100, I think, this year. 75.
Well,
I
he
don't know
said
exactly.
70, I
Yeah,
believe,
about that,
last
73.
meeting, but,
Right.
yeah, 73. So, I didn't know if you're counting freshmen or whatever.
We are
Well,
counting
again, it's
freshmen.
hard to get the freshmen in there because of the classes that are required, I know, but I don't understand. But, okay, well, we don't know. Is there anything else that I was supposed to say?
We would, let me, what's that? We have sat with Mr. AP and had said to him, if he gets his numbers where they have traditionally been, we will be happy to hire him back full time. So, I didn't hear the last part of it. I did them this morning, which is why I said we went from 17 to 30. I went on the computer and looked at it myself.
So at what point will we be able to hire him back at full time?
We would hope he would get around 70 students back in the class. So what happens to the program? Well, we're going to do our best to run it at half time. If we can get the students, we'll go full time. We'll have to find a new teacher, I suppose.
All right, thank you. Here.
Can I just ask if you're going to speak, if you would speak on here?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Because we can't,
One,
we can't hear what you're saying.
hold on, please.
Come on.
Just one comment at a time. If you want to come up to the microphone, go ahead, ma'am.
Okay. So my daughter was one of the kids that I think she signed up for choir, but it wasn't her first pick. And she wanted to, so she had emailed her guidance counselor, who has not been back, will not be back until tomorrow. And so she's been unable to put choir as first. And how many guidance counselors are at Belvidere? Two. So if half of them have not been available to allow the kids to change choir to number one, then I think maybe the numbers are low. I mean, at least by one number, because my daughter wanted to do that.
Let me make something. From my personal point of view, and I know the question was how many of you have been to concerts? I've been to plenty of concerts. I have a family of 3 kids, and all my kids have been in music. So I know a lot of times, and I know Don knows this, back in the day we were accused of just being sports guys. I'm a music guy. My administration will tell you I'm proud. My kids are involved. I get it. I go to plays. This is not easy that we're just a personality conflict like you had said. But when we went from a program that 4 years ago had 150 kids signed up to, as of last week, 17, that's a concern. That's a big number, a big drop. So I'm not sure how, and I said to the board, if you guys want to keep full time with those numbers, it's the board's pleasure. But from a financial point of view, it's not a responsible move by the district.
I think the simple answer is that he just needs to build the program
Needs
up.
to build the program up.
You know, and if he gets those numbers back up, then we can look to go from a half-time to a 3/5, which would be 3 days a week, to an 80% position, 4 days a week, to a 100% position. But he has to have the numbers to support that.
Anybody else?
I just have a quick question. With those numbers, do they count lunch choir?
They count lunch choir.
Okay, because I know we have a lot of students who are really willing to do lunch choir because they really want to take his class, but due to scheduling conflict, I know for me as a coming up senior, it's hard because there's a lot of classes we still have to take. Some of us have to take our practical arts still, and that kind of interferes with choir. But I know even for me, concerned, I still haven't completed my practical art. I still chose choir as my first because it's important to me, and I just want to make sure you guys understand what you're doing. I understand it's hard. Times are really tough and you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. But just, sorry. It's just, for all the hard work he's done and put into this program, I feel like cutting his position to 50% is kind of like a smack in the face. I understand. And it's just, it's hard to hear. And I know for the 43 freshmen, incoming freshmen who want to take choir, they might not be able to because Mr. AP can't live off of 50%.
nobody can. So I just,
So, going back to the numbers, a lot of the speeches at the previous meeting, those students didn't have it listed as their first choice. They got into there purely by chance. There's no way to know based on human error. You can't predict it. I'm saying you won't know until the end. Schedules aren't locked in yet. There's no way to know until the end. And then my other comment, you say you want AP to build up the program, but if he's only here half the time, how can he possibly do that? He won't have the time for it. He'll be too busy. Thank you.
Any other comments? Do a motion to go in exec?
Make motion.
Is hereby resolved the board will now go into private session to discuss an HIB grievance and negotiations. Any discussion held by the board which not remain confidential will be made public as soon as practicable. The minutes of the private session will not be disclosed until the need for confidentiality no longer exists. The board will reconvene in public session at the conclusion of the closed session. And we will be taking action. We have some add-ons. We have to, I don't have my agenda. I don't know what I did with it. We have to, plus we have the hit thing, right?
Yeah. There's a motion.
Thank you.
And then we can do that.
All right. So do we have a motion and a second to approve the hit findings?
Motion.
Second. Discussion? Oh, it was Brian. And who made the second? Glenn?
I did. We both did. We both said it. So
Glenn.
fine.
Tie goes to the runner. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay. Okay. So under personnel, we have a motion and a second to approve the BSDAA agreement for 2018-2021.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
Let's do it all night.
All in favor?
Aye.
Is that a
Oh wait,
personnel
this is
matter?
personnel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is business or personnel, Shelley? Let's just err on the side of caution.
Well, the second one is definitely personnel. So.
Yeah.
So, personnel would be.
All right.
Do you want to do both of them together?
Let's just do them together.
Motion.
Second.
Okay. Roll call, please. And there was an add-on. Scott Phelps, remember, was added on.
Is that part of the motion?
Yeah. Yes.
So there's three things.
Then the third one. There's Scott Phillips, head boys soccer coach, step one.
Motion.
Second.
Thank you. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Blunt?
Yes to Scott Phillips, no to the rest.
Mrs. Pepino?
Yes.
Dr. Zucker?
Yes.
Mr. Matlock?
Yes.
Mr. McInerney?
Yes to all.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes, yes, yes.
Mrs. Stephan?
Yes.
Mrs. Williams? Yes to all.
That's it, right? This is the adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Have a good evening, everyone.
Special pen. Thank you.